Hello, everybody. I am super excited to be here today. Okay, so let's turn that ringer on. Okay, so hi, everybody. So good to see you guys all today. I don't know why I'm so excited today, but I am. I'm just like completely pumped up. You know, I think it's because, to be honest with you, the last day or so, I've just had a lot of like, I think God's playing with me right now. It's almost like he's challenging me because I'm doing this thing where I'm trying to like control my thought, right? I preach this to you guys all the time, but I'm challenging myself because I'm trying to lose some weight and get back in shape. And those last like 30 or 40 pounds, as a lot of you know, is the hardest. But and the excuses that I can come up with in my head, let me tell you. Whew. But anyway, so at the same time I'm trying to do this, it's been one thing after another in my life. So today I woke up just so excited that I work every day. I shouldn't say that I don't get the opportunity to talk to Spirit every day. I do, but the live readings is a little bit different. It's exciting because I never know who I'm going to talk to. I never know what messages are going to come through or what the lesson is or how things are going to link up afterwards, if that makes sense. So it's a little more exciting and it gives me a reprieve from my own crap, if that makes sense. So let the lesson of this be that in your own lives, as I've learned the hard way, when things seem really challenging in your world and you just can't take it anymore, when there's so much negativity, it feels like flying at you, or you just feel like you just can't put one foot in front of the other even one more day, you know what? Get up and go find a way to help somebody else. Whatever it is, however it is that you are able to help somebody else, go do it. Because you know what it's going to do? It's going to remind you why you're here, why we're all here. So anyway, that being said, phone's ringing. So I'm going to shut up and just start talking to dead people. I love you guys. Here we go. Hello?
Hello, Tracy?
Hi.
Hi. Go ahead.
You have a membership, honey?
Yes, I do. You're going to ask me for the number, but I don't know it.
Okay, what's your name?
Tracy Roberts.
I do remember you. Okay, don't
perfect.
need it. Okay. Whew. Interesting. Have I read for you though before, Tracy? Because
yep, you have.
Interesting. Okay, because I know I recognize your name from the members list. I just don't recognize Spirit just rush towards me. But that's okay. Maybe it's just because you have so many on the other side. Did I say that last time too? Because
yes.
Okay, good. Because I'm not crazy. Because I just felt like I just got rushed. Okay. So, if you've done this before, then you know I like to start with a little bit of a grounding exercise. Okay, this is going to help me as much as you today because, wow, energy is just crazy. I don't know if that's you or if that's just all of a sudden or what the heck, but I
don't know, but as soon as you said it, like Spirit rushed towards you, I got this heaviness in my chest and my shoulder.
You felt it, didn't you? Like, wow. Okay, so let's try the grounding and see where that takes us, okay?
Okay.
So if I can get you to put both feet flat on the floor for a minute.
Yep.
And then I want you to take a deep breath, but I want you to picture that deep breath starting at your big toe, slowly pulling it all the way up through your body, and then blow it straight through the phone at me, and then just give me 1 minute to focus.
Okay.
Okay, so give me just a second. Okay, so I want to start with the person who's like a brother or that is, okay, so slow down. There's a few things going on. So I'm not sure who's speaking exactly because I'm getting quite a bit. So I've got two people that step forward here hand in hand. So this would tell me that they were together here in the physical world. So this could probably be grandparents because they're taking me like above, like a generation above. So you must have like one set of grandparents that are both on the other side.
Yeah, both on my mom's side, yeah.
Okay, then I want to go also to the side. Somebody keeps saying the brother, but it feels like an uncle because he feels like he's above you. You have an uncle on the other side?
Yeah, on my mom's side, yep.
Okay, that's where I'm going first. So give me a second here. They just come through so close together that it was hard to like understand who was saying what here.
Right.
And so by them coming so close together or like coming through together, that's a validation that they are together on the other side.
Perfect.
Is this the uncle that had the breathing issue before he passed? Because someone's taking deep breaths and very relieved to be able to have their breath on the other side.
Yes.
So, okay, that's interesting. So the gem. I don't know what he's doing. He's like flipping his hat. I'm not sure what that means. Hold on. I don't know what this means, but, and I haven't even seen this for a long time. So, do you know that? Okay, it's going to sound crazy, and it's just fragments in my mind. He's pulling at very far reachings of my memory here. But there's something about like what is this? The guy standing with the peanut that's all dressed up in the suit. What is this, Mr. Peanut or something? Like this far reaching of my mind. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the planter's peanut guy?
Yeah, something like that. There's a guy in a suit that's like planted for peanuts or something, right?
Okay.
This is the guy he keeps showing me over and over and over again. I don't know what that means. Hold on.
I don't know either.
He's specifically showing me like the dress, the top coat, the cane, the hat. And like, did your uncle used to like, was he very specific on how he dressed? Was he very careful?
No.
So he's bringing somebody else through with him who's very specifically going to great detail to tell me that this is the person that would have dressed very smartly. Like I'm seeing suit, hat, possibly a cane. They're very much telling me like the planters guy.
Wow. I have no idea. I don't know anybody that would be.
You know what? And I feel like I want to go to Dad's side, to be honest with you.
Oh, really?
And
no,
then I feel like
everybody on my dad's side is passed, so I didn't know my dad's side of the family very well.
See, that makes sense to me because spirit, especially if you didn't know them, if they need to get a message across, see, he's not going to step forward and tell me how he passed because that wouldn't make any sense to you or to the people that are here. But what spirit will do is they will validate their personality. They will bring it up in such a way that the people that are left here will know who they are by their personality. So that's why he's being so specific about how he's dressed, because I think your dad's going to know who that is. I feel like this would be a grandfather or an uncle to him because he takes me above him. And I feel like there's some kind of picture of him dressed very smartly. And I think that's why he's coming forward dressed like this.
Okay, I'll have to ask my dad about it because both my grandfather and my great-grandfather were both fishermen, so they weren't like the type of people to dress that way. But I'll ask my dad. Maybe my dad can make some sense of it.
You know what? And that makes even still more sense to me because that would be why if they were fishermen, then that would clearly eliminate them. So your dad would be able to know exactly who that is by the validation he's bringing forward. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
So
I would definitely know before me because.
Yeah, when I ask him, why are you coming forward if she doesn't know who you are, he placed the white blanket around your dad's shoulders. I feel my symbol for distance or travel, and then I feel like take a breath and just breathe. It's going to be okay. I don't know what he's talking about. Has your dad had some health or some stress issues recently?
No, my dad, like, I don't see him often, but my dad is extremely healthy. Like, he's very physically fit, takes care of himself, like, nothing that I know of.
Okay, so all I know is this guy is putting the white blanket around his shoulders. So pardon?
I said, oh.
So usually that means that there's some type of health or stress issue, but the most important thing is that it means that they're watching over him. But then they show me the distance or the space. So again, you said you don't talk to your dad very often or something. I'm not sure what he means by that distance or space. Or does dad not live close to you?
No, my dad and I were estranged for many years, and our relationship is very distant. We don't have a close relationship at all.
So that would explain why he shows me the distance. Okay, so hold on.
Yeah.
You know, I just asked him, what's the point here? Like, is he trying to get a message to dad or whatnot? And the feeling, you know, he keeps taking me again to the close, and I feel like I want to go back. Like, this feels like your dad's uncle or like something above him, but it's somebody that promised to watch over him and that is watching over you, even though you don't know who he is. He's somehow related to you because he has a love for you. I can feel it. And that's why he's here, because the thing is, whenever we call for a reading, especially if you've had one recently and Spirit does the, hey, I'm over here, I'm all good, then the next time that you come for a reading, it kind of changes. And it turns into what is the message that you most need to hear in your life right now. And so then what Spirit does is whoever can provide that message on the other side is the one that is stepping forward.
Right.
Whether you knew this man or not, he's stepping forward, and it has something to do, again, I see, he takes the white blanket, he puts it around, he's more specifically showing me putting it around the situation. So, so it's not specifically around dad's shoulders. It's more that he's watching over the situation between the two of you, and there feels like some kind of acknowledgement there. Like he just needs to validate, I feel like, that you're making the right choice. Like, I don't know if you've been questioning this recently or something like that, because
I have been. I actually was just in the same province an hour away for 3 weeks and didn't contact him.
There you go. That's your loved ones.
It's bothering me.
Well, this is your loved one's way of letting you know that you made the right choice, because they're showing me this stubborn symbol around dad, and that there's just absolutely nothing you can do to change that. And I feel like it has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with him. And it's interesting because your dad's still alive, but you know what this gentleman on the other side just showed me was he put white lighters around your dad. So I don't know if you follow my show very often, but white lighters are basic. I usually see them around dead people. Their job is to just heal. They're just pure white light, and they heal either people that passed away or people that are still here in the physical world. But typically they surround people that usually take responsibility for their passing, committed suicide, or who there's a lot of tragedy around.
Well, maybe my dad knows something that I don't. Maybe he's not well and he hasn't said. I don't know.
No, it's, you know what he's talking about specifically is emotionally. It doesn't feel like a health thing. It feels like an emotional thing. It feels like, because he makes me feel this hardness, and he shows me a wall all around your dad. Like, I feel like I'm in a small well with just this little, like, just these walls all around me. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And it's like I can't get out no matter what I do, so I'm just yelling at everybody, like I'm just mad at the world kind of thing. I think that's why this gentleman is stepping forward, putting the white blanket around his shoulders and around the entire situation. Because what he needs you to know is that even though you don't know who he is, is that he's trying to help on the other side, and he's trying to help with the situation because your dad needs you and you need your dad. And I get the feeling that it's time for this to end. Whatever this is, it's time for it to end.
Yeah,
this
yeah, my dad needs to take ownership for the past.
That's why he's putting the white blanket around him and that's why he's putting the white lighters around him, because he's trying to help him heal his heart before it's too late.
Yep.
Okay, so.
Somebody's helping.
Pardon?
I said I'm glad somebody's helping.
So the grandmother figure just rushed forward. I think this is a grandmother figure. I feel that extreme nurturing, loving energy. So that's why I think grandmother, because it always reminds me of my grandmother. But it's just a mother figure above you. She rushes to you. She wraps her arms around you. She gets very excited she's like, oh my gosh, you made some good choices. She's like, Tracy, she made some hard choices, but the right ones. She didn't pick the easy ones. She made the right choices. She's like just freaking out, getting so excited because it feels like you were, see, I'm like, you can feel my energy just going, because she's getting so excited.
She's always on my side, always.
But she makes me feel like, now, please pardon the expression. There's an old expression of either shit or get off the pot.
Yeah, that was hers.
Okay, that's what I keep hearing in my head. And she keeps making me feel like that she was, or that you were in this place of limbo for a while, of like, in this, it's like comes down to either shit or get off the pot. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Kind of like with me with exercising. And it's funny because even as I say that, she like shows me times two. So, whoops, are you still there? I just threw the phone on the floor. I'm sorry about that. So she's showing me like times two as far as the exercise go and holding yourself accountability or to be accountable. Have you been trying to like lose weight or be healthy or change your lifestyle recently?
Yes.
She's holding you to accountability. She's telling you that you've allowed yourself excuses.
Yeah, I make an excuse for that every day.
She's like, no more excuses. She's like, come on, Tracy, that's why we're here. That's why she's here. That's why she's calling. It's not a coincidence that you're getting through and that you're calling on the same day that I'm dealing with this same struggle. Because it's not about the body at the end of the day. It's not about how we look. It's not about changing it. I mean, it is, but it's not. What it is it's about proving to ourselves that we can hold ourselves to a higher standard of accountability. And once we are able to do that, we can do anything.
That's right.
She needs you to know. She needs you to know that she's your cheerleader on the other side. And that the next time that you have an excuse, she's like, you tell me that excuse. Pretend I'm right in front of you. Say it out loud, because when you hear yourself say it out loud, it sounds stupid.
Yeah, that totally sounds like her for sure.
She's showing me coffee. Hold on. I feel like we're all getting together with and having coffee. I know that sounds generic, but hold on. I see. So are you married or you have a boyfriend? There's somebody to the side there?
Oh, yeah. I've been with my husband for 26 years and married for 19, yep.
Okay, there we go. Because she takes the coffee cup and she gives it to your husband, the gentleman to the side. And then I feel like she gives one to you and she sits down and she has one herself. And she's like, well, I'm having a coffee too. And I'm like, what the heck does that mean? She's like, we do this every morning. Do you sit and have coffee with him every morning? Because that doesn't feel right to me. I don't know what she's meaning here.
No, I don't. Like, very rarely. Maybe she's telling us we need to. I don't know.
When you said maybe she's telling us what we need to, I heard ding, 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 ding. That's usually my symbol for we're on the right path now. And then she showed me that exact same thing again. She handed it to him. She handed it to you. She took her own. She sat down and she said every morning. And then I feel the emphasis on the two of you together. And now she's showing me the hands coming together. which is my symbol for a relationship. And I can feel, she's showing me the ribbons wrapped around your hand, which is my symbol for a very good relationship, like a very strong bond. But she's saying to just make sure that you be mindful of that bond and that you take the time to nurture it. And I feel like you guys maybe have been getting a little lax on that recently.
Yeah, for quite some time, actually.
She's like, you have to nurture this. Like, all you have to do is take that 10 minutes every morning and have your coffee together. She's like, I'll help you. I'll be there with you. Pardon?
I have to get back on track. Yep, I get it totally. Yeah, and she was supportive from the very beginning when everybody else wasn't, so she would be the cheering section for sure.
She's like, that's why you're getting through today, and that's why we're talking today, is you just needed to know that she's got your back, that she sees what's going on, because I have no way of knowing all of this stuff in your life. This is coming from her. And she's like, literally, again, she's showing me that cheerleader's costume. She's like, you got this, you got this, you got this. No more excuses, you got this. She's like, you can either sit there and keep telling yourself, ugh, or you can just go, nope, screw that, and go do it. But here's the thing. If you don't jump into this, life is going to start pushing you in that direction because you've been praying for something to happen. So when you start praying for something to happen, life is going to start bringing it to you. And if there's roadblocks in the way that you're not wanting to face that have to be removed before you can get whatever it is you're asking for, then God's going to start bringing these roadblocks up in your life. So if you don't want to have to face those kind of challenges the way life brings them, then step up to the plate and you're going to bypass them before they even happen. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does, all of it.
Aw, she's pulling her energy back. I'm seeing thank you and happy birthday and the rose. Or is this like anniversary?
So last time she said something about the birthday too. But there's no birthday. My husband's birthday.
I'm going to 2 places. I'm going July and September.
July, I have no idea, but September is my husband's birthday in a couple weeks. So.
There we go. But I'm going to July as well, and she just shows me placing the hearts all around you. Oh, that's why. She's talking about...
July was our anniversary. Maybe that's it.
That's it. See, that's exactly what July is your anniversary?
Yeah,
See?
His birthday.
Shut up. And that's what I said when she first stepped forward. I said, she said happy birthday, and then she showed me the rose for anniversary. Then she took me to July and September. So
yep, July's our anniversary, September's his birthday, yep.
There we go. Validation.
Perfect.
Her soul is still with you. I hope this was helpful today, hon.
Yeah, very much so.
Awesome. You have an amazing rest of your weekend.
You too, thank you.
No problem. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Oh my gosh, you guys. That's so cool. I love how they just know exactly how to validate it. It's so absolutely cool. Okay. Whoo, the energy off this call, guys. Hello?
Hello, Tracy. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Who am I talking to?
It's Lisa.
Burns?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, I've got 3 Lisas that are members, so I'm just...
Oh.
But I think I saw Saskatchewan, so that's what made me think of it.
Yeah.
Okay. The energy that came forward right before, as I was hanging up with the other girl, oh my goodness, just overwhelming. So I feel like I'm very excited right now. You've got a lot going on here, Lisa.
I sure do.
Okay. So let's take the deep breath. So put both feet flat on the floor if you don't mind. I want you to take a deep breath, starting at your big toe, pull it all the way up through your body, blow it straight at me through the phone. Okay. So, sorry, I'm a little distracted by listening to them all talk over there. So you have an enormous amount of people that are coming through right away. I feel like okay, so there's two reasons why people contact me. One is because they really need some validation from a specific person to know that they're safe and at peace on the other side. And the other reason is when they need guidance and validation to be able to move forward. Your family stepped forward as one originally. When you first did the breath, they stepped forward as one. And they said, we are speaking as a unified voice because you've asked for direction or guidance or validation. So they're here to give that to you in that manner. But that being said, I have to say that I'm feeling your husband's family stepping forward as well with a huge amount of gratitude over and over and over. Like, I'm feeling an overemphasis on gratitude. And then they just keep showing me these gears. If you can picture these gears that are like rusted and stuck. And I feel like they're starting to turn, if that makes sense. Like there's like, I'm seeing rust shooting everywhere and like it's starting to turn again.
That's good.
Oh, that's what they're showing me. I'm seeing like red and blue and I'm like, what is this? And then I see this lady go, you said you loved it. And it was like a painting because I did a group reading at your house and there was a painting on the wall that your husband made, correct?
Yes. Yeah, that's right.
She's showing me the flowing and like, hallelujah. Has he started painting again or something?
No, but he cleans the studio, but he's writing.
Whatever he's doing, he's putting those creative juices forward. And I just hear, hallelujah. Like this is like, I feel like it's freeing his soul, if that makes sense. It's almost like every day, the more words I get down on paper, the less I'm taking off of my shoulders, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. I see it.
Is this his mom? Is his mom on the other side, hun?
Recently, yes.
I thought so. Because it feels very nurturing, very protective, very like I keep hearing my boy, my boy, my boy, my boy.
He had no relationship with his mom at all. She didn't raise him.
Wow.
Yeah, very estranged. Very, very estranged.
So
he did not communicate with her at all.
That's probably why she's making me feel that motherhood bond so overemphasis-wise, because spirit will overemphasize something if there was a lack of it here in the physical world. Either that's exactly who they are or there was a lack of it, and they're overemphasizing to let you know that they have changed on the other side, or that they have evolved, I guess, grown on the other side, if that makes sense. Because she's making a very big effort of letting you know two things. One, she's very much showing me a lot of gratitude around you. And at the same time, she shows me my symbol for acknowledgement. And I feel like it's about time. Like she's putting on the rose-colored glasses, which is my symbol for when spirit sees things differently on that side than they did when they were here in the physical world. And that she's making me feel like it's about time she was accountable. And she's letting you know that she's very grateful for you in his life because you didn't give up on him and you don't put him down when he gets stuck. She's like, oh my God, was she like mean or something? She's making me feel like the words could hurt.
Yes.
So she's talking about a move or a house, and she's also bringing forward the gentleman. I'm hearing the song Daddy's Hands, which is my symbol for either dad or dad's side of the family. Is your father on the other side, hun?
Yes. Yeah, he is, yeah.
Because he's taken this opportunity to step forward. But see, he acknowledges a couple of things. The first thing he does is he wraps you in his arms and he just holds you. And he doesn't say anything. He just holds you and holds you and holds you and holds you. And when I ask him what he's doing, he said that he's trying to give you all of the love that you deserve, that I feel like, I don't know if he was not able to express that enough here in the physical world, or again, if that's exactly who he was, but he's overemphasizing how much he's loving you right now.
Yeah, it was never expressed. Yeah.
He's showing me how proud he is of you. He's like, again, he's talking about you making some tough choices. And he's letting you know that this is going to bloom. He said, here's the thing. When we make, slow down. Again, there's this situation of praying for something, and then we get all these challenges that are coming forward and getting frustrated and going, but God, I'm asking you to help me with something. And so instead you're bringing me all this other challenges. What the heck?
Yeah. And overwhelmingly, too many of them right now.
Okay, so here's what you got to do, because this is the strength of your prayer. This is what you have to understand. And what I want everybody who's listening to understand about prayer is that when we pray for something in our lives, we can't just wake up the next day and bam, it's going to be magically there. Okay, so when you're praying for some type of change or something in your life, you're praying for this happiness. Well, God's going to bring up all the things that are, let's just say happiness. I'm praying, God, I need to be happy. Pray, give me all the things that'll make me happy. God's going to go, oh, well, before we can get you to happy, you've got to get rid of all of the things that are dragging you down. And here's the thing. It's like if life is a highway, a 5-lane highway, and you're in the left lane, and you're saying, I really, really, really want this happiness. And God's like, that's great. I want to give it to you. It's coming up. Your exit, there's an exit for happiness just up here. Get over to your right lane. And you're going, no, I'm comfortable where I am. I want to stay right here, and I want you to magically make the exit come to me. And God's like, I can't do that. You've got to move over. And you're like, I don't want to move over. Please give me happiness. God, I can't take this anymore. And he can feel your pain and your sadness. And he's like, okay, I can't. I need to help you. So I'm going to cause an accident in front of you so that you have to move over. And when you come up to this accident, you're like, oh my God, I almost died because I almost hit those cars. Why would you put that in front of me right now? I just told you I'm miserable. And so you give me more challenge. But what you had to do is you had to move around it. And now you're in the right lane to get that exit. Do you see what
your analogies are stupendous.
I'm sorry, I'm trying here. But are you following me?
That's fabulous. Yeah.
Because that's what's happening, and people forget this. They pray and they pray and they pray for something so hard. And then all of these things start happening in their world, and they're like, geez, God, do you hate me? Like, are you kidding? Yeah. And God's going, sweetie, I'm trying to help you. You prayed for this. I can't just magically make it happen. We have to get rid of all the things that are holding you back before you can get to where you want to be. So when you start praying for something like this and you start having all of these things come up in your face, you need to remember 2 things. 1, this is an incredible gift. So instead of looking at it as being completely overwhelmed, I want you to get excited, okay? You need to change your perspective on this, because remember, life is a consolidation of thought, word, action, and emotion. When those 3 things align, it shoots out into the universe and you get that back to you. So, slow this down. Okay, whoa. Oh, I love your dad. He's so cute. He's like, that's exact. Okay, so 2 things. Exactly. So 1, get excited. Change your perspective. Instead of looking at it like, oh my God, another thing I can't handle. I want you to go, wow, I just prayed for something, and now ironically I get this challenge in front of me. That must mean that me solving this challenge is going to take me 1 step closer to my goal. Yay, I'm so excited. And then get excited about accomplishing whatever that challenge is that's been put before you, because it's like going up those stairs. It's like exercising. I'm freaking tired. I don't want to do that last freaking flight of stairs. But you know what? That's the last thing you got to do before you reach your goal, and then you're going to get there. So every time there's a new challenge, get excited. Remember, that means that there's an exit coming your way, and God's trying to realign you so that you don't miss it.
Mm-hmm. You know, I was kind of wondering about that. I was wondering if these were some of the signs that I had been asking for, but I wasn't recognizing properly.
That's exactly, and that's just it, because we think that when we pray that God just brings good things, and it is good, but it's good because it's up to us. Like, he doesn't just magically make us better or make us, nobody controls us but us. All he can do is bring you the experiences you need to get whatever it is that you're asking him for. And your loved ones are on the other side. Your dad especially, he's just loving you up. Like, I've got to tell you, like, loving you up like I've never seen. And letting you know that he just said you have been stronger this last month than he has seen you in years. He like took a little match and he lit it underneath your butt, and he's like, you should see the fire into this girl. He's like, so Tracy, make sure she doesn't give up now. Do not take these challenges as a sign that you need to give up or you need to feel frustrated. You need to get excited, because means that God's answering your prayers. Your prayers have not gone unheard. This is what you need to accomplish to get to the next stage. So get excited. There's a plan. There's an exit coming your way.
I guess it's hard to see that when there's this constant pit of anxiety.
Thought, word, action, honey. Thought, word, action. That's why your dad is like showing, even as you say that, he says again, exactly, perspective. The anxiety comes from that you don't trust. That's why you feel anxious. You can't feel anxious and trust at the same time. You have to choose. Do you trust the universe? Do you trust God? Do you trust your loved ones? Because if you're anxious, then you're saying that you don't trust them. You're praying for something. God's giving you the challenges you need to be able to accomplish so that you can get what you want. And instead of feeling happy and understanding that this is how you are taking the next step, you're feeling anxious and feeling like, I can't do this and I'm so all those anxiety feelings, right? That's a lack of trust. That's a lack of understanding that this is for your best interest. It's kind of like, when a child goes to school the first day in kindergarten, there's that anxiety and that freaking out and that, I can't do this. And you know what? After, a few days or a week, they're like, yeah, see ya, Ma. Yeah. It's the fear of the unknown. You just have to learn to trust. You've got to be able to, talk to God. That's just it. It's funny. As I said that, I heard, and I don't think this came from any of your loved ones, I heard it with a warmth. I felt this warmth go through my body. I think that was God. He just said, trust me. I got you. When you pray and you start getting these challenges, be very mindful of your perspective. You can do this. If I can get up every single day and exercise my ass off for an hour and get through it and not give up, no matter how many freaking times my head is saying, you can't do this. If I can do that, you can do this. You just got to change your perspective. Just like I did today. You know what's funny? Is someone pissed me off really bad last night, I got to say. I've been there's been an interest, let's just say, in my world for a while, and he very much insulted me. He lied to a psychic, and it's stupid. You don't do that. Insulted my intelligence, pissed me right off. I know, right? So let's just say it sparked a fire under my ass today. And the exercise routine that I've been doing, there's parts of it that I've never been able to do before. And today, I was like, nope, screw you, no excuses. I'm doing this. I will control this thought, and I'm going to be so freaking hot, you're going to regret this, buddy. And you know what I mean? I used that fire. And you know what? I made it through that entire exercise routine doing absolutely every exercise I've never been able to do before.
Oh, good for you. That's awesome.
Because it's our perspective, right? If we allow ourselves to get anxious when God gives us these challenges to overcome, then we're telling him that we don't trust him. If you're going to pray to him, trust him when he brings you the answer. That's the only difference here. And you've got to also understand that when you operate in anxiety and fear, that you are blocking opportunity from coming to you. When you operate out of love and trust, things happen faster, quicker, and bigger and more beautiful than you could ever imagine. Keep that love in your heart.
Yeah, and I mean, and it is hard though when you feel like everything's against, and that's kind of the emotion to fight off at this point.
Stop fighting it. If the universe is trying to push you in a direction, go with it. Mm-hmm. What are you fighting against? That's probably, again, that's where comes my analogy of being in the wrong lane. Like, you know, you're trying to stay in that lane and saying, no, I want you to bring me the exit right over to this lane. And it's like, no, you have to move. Okay. So if you're asking for something and God's saying, okay, in order for me to give this to you, you have to let go of this. And you're saying, no, I'm not going to let go of it. I'm going to fight to hang on. And God's like, well, I can't bring you this if you don't let go.
Yes.
So
that's great.
Hold on. You're looking at moving, aren't you? Because I just saw the for sale sign go up.
Well, I have my house for sale, but I've had no interest.
Okay, because I just saw the for sale sign on the front lawn. Slow this down. Oh, you know why you've had no interest? Because you've been fighting against those changes. That's exactly what I've been talking about, is that when you operate in fear and anxiety, it pushes the opportunities away. The minute that you start trusting and you start accomplishing whatever it is these challenges are that have been brought before you, all of a sudden you're going to have a buyer for your house like that.
I think part of the problem is that I just don't have a plan for that other side yet.
Because you've been too worried about, well, yeah, because you've been too worried about being anxious.
I don't know what direction to go at this point. I really don't. Like, everything right now just feels like it's on a wing and a prayer, and I just don't know, like, where do I go?
That's just it, Lisa. You got to figure out what you want. Because God can't tell you that. God, he never will. That's where people go wrong, is they say, God, tell me what to do, and then you hear crickets. Or else you get all of this shit happening, and it's all happening so that you can figure out where you're supposed to go. You've got to figure out what you want before God can help you get it. And so if you're having trouble getting what you want, it's because you have no direction. You've got to focus your intention. Literally focus your intention. I get up every morning at 5 o'clock in the morning so that I can have 2 hours of meditation time and prayer time before my kids and everybody gets up. I get up, I have my coffee, I put on my subliminal music, and I literally sit there and think about what I want to accomplish that day, what I want to, who I want to help, or you know what I mean, what I need to get done, where I need to focus my intention. If there is something that I'm having trouble with, then I will literally sit for 20 minutes and just focus on that and be like, okay, God, bring me the experiences. Like, for example, when I'm in this situation like you're in, and I've got so many choices and I don't know which one to make, this is what I do. I go, okay, what is it ultimately that I'm looking for? Love, happiness, blah, 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 whatever, et cetera it is. And then you're like, okay, so which choice is going to bring me the most love, happiness, et cetera, et cetera? And if I still can't come up with that, then here's what I do. I go, okay, God, this is for you to help me with. What I need to differentiate here is which path is going to bring me the most happiness. I need you to help me, show me which choice is going to bring me more happiness. You're not asking him to tell you what to do. You're telling him what you want to do is to have happiness, and you just need guidance on which path that is. That's different altogether, and you will start getting the guidance for that path. But if you leave all these balls up in the air and then you're upset because you have no direction, do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
You have to be consciously direct yourself. And I promise you, the minute that you start to do that, everything changes. Everything changes. Instantaneously, everything changes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what,
I don't doubt it.
That's what your dad keeps showing you, is that, listen to me, once you figure this out, and I have a couple of friends that will vouch for me here. My friend Tammy, I don't think she's watching right now. She had an adoption thing with her kitty. But she'll be watching later, and she'll vouch for me on this one, is that once, I know it's hard to trust that first time, but once you really grasp how powerful setting your intention is and trusting, and then just watching everything unfold around you, once you are absolutely able to accomplish and see how quickly and magical that is, you will never, ever, ever have trouble with this again. So the reason why this is happening so strongly for you right now is because God wants to make sure that this is going to be easy for you coming forward, because things are going to change real fast. Your dad just keeps snapping his fingers. He's like, oh, Tracy, as soon as she figures this out, everything changes. Like, boom, 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 boom. And he keeps showing me around the house. He keeps showing me one of my other clients / friend. Her name is Jackie. And she had her house for sale for 2 years. She came to me and she was like, when is my house going to sell? And the only thing her dad on the other side could tell me was that it would sell when the snow fell, and that a couple other things. But anyway, turns out after 2 years of every time I read for her going, anything on the house, finally the last reading, right before or right as soon as she called, I was like, your dad's all excited. He's like, he's like snapping his fingers. He's like, you better be like, find another place to live because your house is going to sell. And she's like, I've had no offers, Tracy. And I'm like, I'm telling you right now, Jackie, it's going to happen, and quick. And if you're not prepared, you're going to be homeless. And sure enough, that was like halfway through the month or something like that. And sure enough, within a couple of days, she had sold it and she had to be out by the end of the month.
Oh.
So your dad's telling you to be prepared here for the same thing. As soon as you start to give your trust to the universe and stop feeling anxious and start getting excited, then everything's going to start happening very quickly, because you've already started setting this into motion.
Okay.
Now you've just got to practice receiving it with trust. You can't receive it with anxiety. Anxiety pushes it away. Purposefully control your thought so your thought doesn't control you.
Yes, and I've been working on that. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Do you see anything on my job?
Yeah, there's lots of change in your job too. It feels like one of those things that you're supposed to be. It's funny that you ask about that, because it kept coming up, but in a sense that it's almost like I'm just supposed to validate that, yes, change is inevitable. I feel like that's what keeps coming up at you, is that you know you have to change this, because I feel misery around that, but you don't know how. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's exactly, as soon as you accept that, you go, okay, God, this is what I need to do. So show me where I should focus, or where is a better, where can I put my focus that's going to be more beneficial to me? If I take it away from there, I'm not sure how that's going to look. So how would that look? And so then God will be like, oh, no problem. Here, let me help you. Boot. As soon as you address that with confidence, instead of being like, no, I don't know what, I can't leave. Oh my God, what would happen if I leave? Instead of looking at it from the fear aspect and looking at it from the, okay, I can do this, but, you know, which direction am I going to go? Before I do that, God, you just have to show me the direction and be confident about it. Do you know what I mean? Don't get upset about it. Just go, okay, matter of fact, I know this is what has to happen. Now give me the guidance I need to get to where I need to be. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
You got this, Lisa. Things are going to happen real quickly. I keep seeing 3 weeks, 3 weeks, 3 weeks. It's either weeks or months, but it's very quickly.
Okay.
Deep breaths. Your dad's like, again, pulling his energy back. See, I did a group reading at your house this summer, and I know that you have a bunch of flowers out back. Your dad just took me out back, and then I feel like he cut a bunch of these flowers and put them in a vase. Did you just put a bunch of your flowers in a vase, or is this something you're about to do soon? Why is he doing this?
I was looking at them today thinking I should cut the last of them.
There you go. So just know that in that moment, your dad's soul was with you. And he's like showing me 2 thumbs up that you got this. And he believes in you. Oh, I hope that was helpful.
Oh, that's great. Oh, always. Yeah, you're always such an inspiration for me.
Oh, thanks.
I thank you for that.
You are very welcome. All right.
I'm going to work on every single one of those things.
Awesome. I can't wait to hear how things just like get so much better.
Okay, thanks so much.
Okay, Lisa.
Have a great rest of your day.
You too. Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
That's so cool. Okay. Whew. Clearly, Spirit's not done. Wow, that's a rush. Okay. Hello?
Hello?
Hi.
Hi, Tracy?
Hi, you're calling for the readings?
Yes, I am, dear.
What's your first name?
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. You keep cutting out, though.
Oh, weird. Do you have a membership, hun?
Do I have a membership? Yeah, I'm on your page.
Okay, but do you have a membership?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, because the Saturday readings, the weekend readings today is for the members only. The reason why I do this on weekends for members only is because, which is probably why you're like extremely sad and happy at the same time. You got through, but I'm not going to read for you, unfortunately, because it's so hard to get through on the Tuesdays, right? So this is why I do the membership, because I want to make sure that, you know, people that need the messages have the ability to get through easier, and you know what I mean?
Okay.
But definitely go take a look at my page. There's a note on there that explains all about the membership.
Okay.
And then, I'm going to give you one little message though before I hang up the phone, because I have to. The lady that stands behind you, she wraps her arms around your shoulders, she takes a deep breath, and she said, you got this, you got this, you got this, it's going to be okay. I don't know what you're going through, but I can feel the pain emanating off of you like waves, and you've got to know that this too shall pass. Do you understand that? Okay.
Okay, thank you.
You know what? Don't hang up. I'm sure my members are going to like not mind this at all. You stay right here. I can't. I feel the pain so much, and I can just feel her pleading with me. So give me a second here. What is your first name, hun?
Rondell.
Rondell. Okay. So give me a second here.
Okay, Mimi, you need to get off the counter. Maybe you can't sit on the counter. I'll give you some peanut butter on some bread. Just give Mommy 2 seconds, please.
It's okay. We're gonna.
I'm on the phone, Ken. Give me like 10 minutes, okay? I'm sorry, Tracy. Go ahead.
It's all good. I'm gonna give you a minute to settle yourself. I'm not in a huge hurry today. So my kids are home, but my son's grounded from video games right now. And so in order for me to keep him quiet while I'm doing my live readings, I let him have video games. So trust me, we ain't going to hear a peep out of him. I got time.
Right now too, and my daughter's just going like crazy. She's been like so full of energy this last 3 weeks. My anxiety is beyond bearable.
I know, I can feel it, honey. So let's get to the bottom of this, okay? So I want you to take a deep breath. I'm going to make this quick because I know the members are going to be frustrated. They pay for this time, but that's okay. I can't turn you away when I can feel that kind of pain. That's why I'm here. So both feet flat on the floor. I want you to take a deep breath, but I want you to picture that deep breath starting at your big toe, slowly pulling it all the way up through your body, and then blow it straight through the phone at me, and then just give me 1 minute to focus.
Okay.
Okay, so who is the mother figure that is behind you that takes me to the head, which would be my symbol for somebody who had either stroke, Alzheimer's, dementia, aneurysm, something to do with the head. She's all.
Probably.
Pardon?
I don't know. Could be my grandmother. Not sure.
She's showing me the symbol for space or distance, so that can indicate that somebody that's been on the other side for quite some time.
Yeah, it'd be grandma.
Because she just is loving you up, honey. Like I said, that's all I feel is her wrapping her arms around you and just not letting you go. And I just feel like my heart was ripped out of my chest. Like, has there been a relationship issue recently? Because she's showing me the hands coming together and going apart.
Well, me and my husband just need to move back home across the country, and it's just been one thing after another. Like,
again, she's showing me the relationship symbols. So remember, this doesn't have to be romantic relationship she's talking about, but there's some type of problem with relationships. So is this family?
Sorry, you cut out. I didn't hear anything you said. Something about relationships, and then it cut out.
Okay. She's still showing me my symbol for relationships. And so this doesn't have to be romantic relationship that she's talking about, but she's putting the white blanket around the situation, and I'm seeing the hands coming together. So that's my symbol for struggle in some type of relationship. So has this been like a family relationship or something that she's talking about?
Oh, probably, yeah. Like me and my oldest son and my husband. It's just been like the anxiety in the house in the last, like, from the move to here. It's just been unreal, but it was unreal in Quebec too because of the anxiousness we were all feeling to get out of there to come back home.
Right.
So yeah, so my relationships within my household haven't been key on. Like, instead of talking to each other, we just been screaming and yelling at each other.
Yeah. So
like the minute I wake up and my kids wake up, it's
anxious.
too much to bear the minute I open my eyes, because the first thing my kids do when they see each other is start screaming and yelling at each other. Like, and they haven't even been awake for 2 minutes.
You know what? That's why she's showing me the symbol for relationships, and that's why she's showing me the white blanket going around the entire situation. That's why you got through today. It's not so much that you needed a message from somebody specifically, it's the message itself that you need, which is that every family needs a hero, and somebody has to step up and be accountable here. You have to be accountable for the way you're talking to each other, and somehow, somewhere along the line, it became okay for you guys to talk to each other that way, and it never used to be okay.
Yeah.
Now you have to go back to that. You have to get everybody together on the same page, and you have to say, look, guys, this is what's been going on, and we have to work together as a family and fix this, and we have to treat each other with respect. We all love each other, and we don't want this to get worse. So let's work together. We've got this. Because as you're doing that, she's showing me again the symbol for gratitude, that if you guys start appreciating each other again and talking to each other graciously again and just doing things as a family again, putting that together, that this is going to pass much quicker. This too shall pass. Because then she's showing me my symbol for family. And again, I'm feeling the healing going around all of it, that it's all going to heal itself. It's just a matter of time. It's just that you guys have started to accept certain behaviors from each other that you would not have accepted before.
Yeah.
Do you have
I totally agree with that.
Do you have a baby, honey?
Yeah, well, she's 3.
Grandma just...
But she's very, very much a mama's kid. Like, I can't do anything. I can't even go outside for a smoke for 2 minutes to breathe without my daughter falling. She is attached to my hip day and night.
Is she the 4th child?
So she's my youngest.
Is she the 4th?
She would have been the 4th, yes. I had a stillborn and a miscarriage.
There we go. Because Grandma's showing me the soul of the children. She says there's 1 child on the other side. One has... So you lost 2 children?
Yeah.
Because she's got 1 on the other side, but 1 has come back. So was one of these before your daughter was born?
Oh, they were both before my daughter.
Because I feel like she's the soul of the child that came before.
Yeah, that would have been the one that I lost in 2013.
She just takes a deep breath. She's like, all right, can you let this anxiety go now? She's like, because everything, honestly, it feels like things are really actually going pretty good in your life around you. It's just this anxiety from the relationships that is causing you so much trouble. And so if you can just get back to remembering that you love each other, and you can be accountable to how you speak to each other, and make sure you have to remember that you have to marinate and nurture love. It doesn't just stick around forever. You have to nurture it. And so remember to do that, and that this too is going to pass, and it's going to go very quickly.
Okay. Yeah, because there's just so much going on lately. Like there's just so much that my brain cannot compute anymore, and I'm just like a walking anxiety and emotional bomb. Like my husband went out hunting today, and he just called me. He goes, "Okay, babe, I'm on my way home," and I'm like, okay, can you stop at the grocery store? I said, because I can't even control myself long enough to finish what I have to say to you, and I just started bawling. He's like, okay, hon, I'll be home soon. Don't worry about it. What do we need? I'm like, cooking cream. And it took me like 10 tries to say cooking cream.
So you've got too many balls in the air, and that is a classic example of somebody who has started a lot of things and hasn't finished them, because that tells me that you've got so much going on that you just are so over anxious that because you can't finish anything. You're too scattered, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. I can't ever finish anything because the minute I start something, I got 4 other things thrown at me.
Well, here's the thing. You have to have a little discernment in your life. This is another thing about thought, word, action. This is something you can completely control. Instead of allowing yourself to start on another project or to start something else, make sure you finish something first. Force yourself to finish it. The only as soon as here's the thing. You can have a bad habit, which it's funny because your grandma's showing me this, and she's pointing to me. This was my thing before when I was a smoker, is I had this bad habit of procrastination.
Yeah.
It's easier to sit there and feel anxious about something than it is to do it. I don't know why. It was easier to feel anxious about it than it was to do it, but it's this endless cycle, this trap, right?
Yeah.
And she's like, you know what? As soon as you just control your thought, get off your ass and control your thought. That's how she puts it. She's like, tell yourself you're going to do it and just do it. No excuses. Get pissed off. Say, I've had enough of this. I don't want to be anxious anymore. Because then what happens is you start getting addicted to accomplishing stuff. She's showing me actually writing it down, like having a to-do list, prioritizing, getting up every day and going, okay, I can do 3 things today. Only 3 things, but I'm going to start these things and I'm going to finish these things so that at the end of the day, I feel like I've accomplished something. And the next thing you know, by the end of the week, you've got all these big things done that you've been procrastinating for a long time. But it comes to mastering thought, word, action. Be mindful of what you're putting out, especially if you're anxious, because you're going to get situations back that are going to cause more anxiety.
Yeah.
As soon as you do this, she's again snapping her fingers. I wish I could get this through to the world, that you guys, as soon as you face the situations, the challenges that are coming through to you with a different perspective, as soon as you drop the fear and the anxiety from them and you look at it like a puzzle. If I give you a big puzzle and I said, here you go, are you going to get like extremely anxious about this puzzle, or are you going to be like, oh, cool, here we go. Let's see what this looks like. You just jump in there and do it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, and also I know I need to learn to take time for myself to breathe, but I just feel like I'm not accomplishing enough for my kids and for my husband and for myself in the proper time frame, because I'm just so, I don't even know how to put this into words. Like, I can't even think of the right words to speak because my mind is just so, and my heart and my soul is just so exhausted that it can't compute anymore.
You have to be accountable. The truth is, you can't pour from an empty cup. Even when you go on an airplane, You know, when you're standing there and they give you that demonstration of the masks and stuff that fall, they don't say, make sure you put your kid's mask on first and then yours. They always say, put your mask on first, because you can't help someone else if you have nothing left to give. So you're not doing them. I know you think that you're doing them a favor when you get up every day and you say, I don't have time to take that hour-long hot bath for myself. I don't have time to have an overnight away from the kids. I can't do this. You think that you're being, you know, selfless when you're doing that, but you're actually being incredibly selfish by not making that time for yourself. That's a selfish act, because you're taking you away from your family. You planning time for yourself is not taking time away from them. It's giving them a better version of you. Do you understand that?
Okay.
And your husband...
I get it now when you put it to me that way, but I don't look at it that way. Like, when I try to take time for myself, I feel this incredible amount of guilt.
Well, you need to let that go.
I feel so bad because I have to get to a point where I get so emotional that I just start bawling, and I have to leave. So I'll hop in my car and go for a drive and cry because I just feel overly suffocated sometimes.
Of course you do, because you're not being accountable to yourself. Of course you feel suffocated. That changes here and now. You got through on the members weekend, and I'm reading you, and a lot of people are going to be mad at me, but who cares? You got through for this reason, because that ends today. You have to be accountable to yourself, because you're not doing your family any favors. You want to sit there and feel guilty, then that's a choice. You have to understand that's a choice. Making yourself feel guilty for taking care of yourself is absolutely ridiculous. That's like feeling guilty for going grocery shopping. Your family needs the food. You have to go. Your family needs their mom. You have to take care of her. And your husband is going to understand that, because even as I'm saying this, your grandma's showing me that she's been telling, or that he's been telling you this for a while. And it's your own personal...
but he never comes across wording things right, and I'm one of those people where you got to be careful with your words with me, because if you're too sharp with them, I don't hear them, I feel them.
Well, I hope you felt me here, because I know I was pretty sharp with them. But
you know what? That's what I need. Is I need someone that can be direct, but be directly honest with heart, and not be direct with anger.
Mean.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, let me tell you this. Your grandma is telling me that you are an amazing mom, and you're taking that away from your children because you're not giving them the whole mom that they need. You need a break, sweetie. And as soon as you give yourself that break, as soon as you be accountable for that, you tell your kids it's no different than if you had, say, a drug addiction. You could sit there and tell yourself you don't have time to go to rehab and fix it. You can't take that time away from your kids. You could feel guilty about going away and taking that time to get yourself clean. Or you can recognize, be healthy enough to recognize that this is in their best interest. And by you taking this time for yourself, that you're going to be able to give back to them so much more than you can ever give to them now. So when you tell them that mom's going away for the weekend, or mom's going out for a night, you know, I'll be back and I'm going to be a better mom than when I left. They're going to accept that, and then nobody is going to be upset that you took that time. Everybody is going to be grateful, and they're going to get used to that, so that, you know, the next time that you start getting grumpy and anxious and whatnot, your family is going to say, huh, mom just needs a night away. Because they're going to start understanding. But you've got to learn to take care of yourself if you want to take care of your family. That's your first and foremost thing that you need to be working on right now.
Okay. I'm going to start that today. Awesome. When he gets home, I think I'm going to tell him to take the kids, go to the park or something. I need a hot bath.
There you go. Awesome. Your grandma's like, don't forget the candles.
Yes, I got 3 of them right here on my dresser right now.
Do you do crossword puzzles or something? Like, what is that? Or word searches or something like that? Like puzzle books?
I do have my angel book here that I've been trying to read for 3 years, and I can just never seem to get through it. I'm always distracted. So maybe I'll start with that.
She took that, but she also took like a highlighter or something with her. So I don't know if you were like highlighting pages, or apparently she's thinking there's going to be paragraphs you need to like remember. So bring a highlighter with you.
All right. great. Thank you, Tracy.
You're very welcome. I hope that was helpful.
I appreciate this so much. And thank you to everyone that's a member that let me get through and didn't harp on her. I really appreciate it. This is muchly sorely needed. Thank you.
You are very welcome. You take care, honey, and good luck.
All right. Thanks, Tracy. Bye.
Bye-bye. Aw, that was nice of you guys. Okay, so I'm going to stick around. I know we've been here for a while, but I'm going to stick around and do one more member reading. But please, you have to be a member. I can't make exceptions like that all the time. It's really not fair to the members who are paying for me to have this time. I mean, it's one thing if nobody else calls in, if nobody else wants a reading, but, you know, it's funny because my brain feels very clear. I almost feel like everybody is clear out there. Isn't that interesting? Okay, well, let me just wrap this up then by talking, I just want to quickly go over again with you guys about challenges. Remember, when we're praying for stuff and when we're asking for things, that God's going to bring you the situations you need to clear out whatever it is that is preventing you from getting what you receive. Be mindful of your perspective. When you appreciate those things and you understand God's giving them to you because he trusts that you can fix them so you can move past them and that you're going to be one step closer to your goals, you'll get excited when you start getting challenges. I know people think I'm weird. Challenges start happening and I'm like, yay! It sounds stupid, but okay. So, as I'm saying this, okay, here we go. Last call. Hello?
Hi.
Hi.
Still taking free readings for members?
Yes. Last one, but yes.
Oh, great. I was like busy all day and I'm only now getting back to service and I can't believe I got hold of you.
Awesome. Okay, so who am I talking to?
Amy.
Amy Payne?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. All right, Amy. So let's do our little grounding exercise here.
Okay.
Your mom is on the other side, correct?
No.
No, that mother figure, though. Do I say that? It's when I said that, she said, you say that every time, Tracy.
Yeah, you do.
That's so funny. Okay, so she's stepping forward, whoever she is. Well, apparently I've known her before because that's how she steps forward. Okay, let's do this grounding exercise and see what she has to say. Because she steps forward, she's like, we're making this short and sweet. This is just validation. Okay, whatever that means. Here we go. So both feet flat on the floor. If I can get you to take a deep breath, but picture that deep breath starting from your big toe. Move it slowly up throughout your body and blow it straight at me. Give me 1 minute to focus. So Amy, I have to ask again, who is this lady to you? Because I usually ask Spirit to like tell me how they passed away and stuff like that to validate who they are, and she told me she's not going through that again. She already validated who she is 1,000,000 times, and she made her point this time. You know who she is. She's not doing that.
Okay, I'm not 100% sure because it could be both of them. Because each time I call, it's either my great grandma or my grandma.
She takes me to the head, so she had the issue with the head or the lack of ability to communicate.
Okay, that would be my grandma.
Okay. It's her way to validate who she is. Because I feel like she's going to church. Here's the thing. She's showing me my symbol for faith. I feel like I'm in a church and I'm hearing singing. And now I know that sounds vague because most churches sing, at least from what I remember, most churches sing. But there's something about the music or being with you for a certain song, or I don't know how to explain this. I feel like there's something about validation with a song around. I don't know if it's church music or gospel music or if it's something you heard in a church. Do you know what she's talking about?
No.
Okay, so you go to church, correct?
I don't. No, I don't.
Okay, because I'm seeing something about church and singing. Church and singing.
Oh.
I just feel like I'm being like infused with faith through, okay, do you sing? Put it that way.
No.
Are you driving?
Not right now. No, I'm just pulling over. My husband's driving.
Okay. I see. This is, okay. So, perfect. I need you to like sit still for me for a minute because I'm having trouble grasping this energy here.
Okay.
Okay. I keep going. Okay, so there's something about filling you up inside, being a cake. She showed me my symbol for accountable, faith, inspiration, filling you up, singing. So if you don't go to church on a regular basis, then I would say this is indication that this is something you should do because, like I said, this feels like there's something about validation. I feel like it's almost like she's trying to answer a question that you asked that I don't know what it is because it's in your head. But it feels something like if you want to get that nourishment back in, it's time to bring that faith back in your soul. And even then she shows me like my symbol for faith, which is, or church, which is the cross. And then I feel all this hesitation or this,
I know what it could be. It's possibly because my daughter is not dedicated yet, and she's a year old.
As you say that, I feel this huge relief come off my shoulders. I don't know what that means. I have to be honest with you because I'm not the most religious person, but I feel the relief. So, and I hear ding, 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 ding.
Like baptized, in Catholic it would be like baptized or something, or christened.
Do you have plans to get this done coming up here?
Yes.
There we go. And there's something about the singing or something that, will there be a chorus there or something?
I'm not sure how it works in the town that I'm living in now.
Interesting. This is your grandma's way of validating that she knows that this is happening, that her soul will be there with you. And again, it just feels like such a relief that this is happening. Has it been in the, like, has there been question whether or not this was going to happen or something? Why is the relief around?
It has been because the pastor there at the time, I guess you have to pay like a fee, and I don't believe in having to pay a fee to bring your child before God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aw, so this is your grandma's way of validating that her soul will be there for the ceremony, that everything is going to be okay. It's almost like if you're worried that the money aspect cheapens the ceremony. Do you know what I mean? It almost feels like it invalidates it.
No, it's not really that. It's just that I don't believe in the fact that you have to pay. Like, I've always gave a donation, but he told me, he was like, you have to pay this amount. Not like, oh, give a donation or whatnot. We asked for a donation.
Yeah.
It was more like demanded.
The feeling that she's just making me feel around it is that it's almost like I'm insulted, like, ugh. Like there's this cheapening kind of feeling. Maybe that's the wrong word for it. Maybe insulted is a better word for it, but I can definitely feel that around it. And despite that, she's letting you know that it's going to be a beautiful ceremony. And so it's interesting because she's starting to pull her energy back already. And I'm like, this is not very long. And she's like, you don't understand. This is just a simple validation to let you know that the changes that you made recently, because she just shows me 1, 2, 3. There was 1, 2, 3 different changes recently. Hold on. But it feels like an internal thing. Did you just start like talking to your loved ones again or praying again?
Yes.
Because they're validating that this is like an amazing thing in your life, and it's going to start bringing things very fast coming into your world. They're showing me that, it's funny you mentioned your husband, because she shows me to the side and she places gratitude around him, and she just kissed his cheek and she said she's proud of him. I feel like he had like, I don't know what he did this week that was accomplishment, but she's like just very proud of him. Do you understand that?
I came back from vacation, yes.
That explains the tan. Slow this down. It's funny because when I say that, she's like, he sure doesn't tan, does he? What does that mean?
We
Who's
haven't had all
burnt?
that great weather. But he does tan. He tans nicely.
Okay. Who got the burn? Who burns?
Neither one of us. Our weather hasn't been good.
Oh, she's showing me the sunburn. Hold on.
When I was a child, I got sunburned really bad.
Okay. And when you say that, I hear ding, 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 and she shows me next word. So hold on. Was she alive when that happened?
Yes.
That's why she's bringing it up. Because she's making me feel like that's exactly, she's cracking a joke about you on vacation. She's like, you know, at least you didn't get the sunburn this time. Don't feel bad about the weather. You kept saying it wasn't the greatest weather. She's like, exactly. And I'm like, how does that match sunburn? She's like, because at least you don't have to worry about this anymore. She's like, it was.
Yeah, I don't like the sun.
She's like, it was bad, Tracy. It was bad.
It was. I was hospitalized with third-degree burns.
Oh my gosh. Aw. Well, I hope that this helps give you a little bit of validation that these changes that you've been working on and this prayer that you've been doing again is absolutely being heard on the other side, and that your loved ones are very much with you, and that these changes that you're making, I can't say that they're all going to magically, beautifully just like bloom overnight, but you are absolutely on the right path. It feels like she's just saying baby steps. You can't expect yourself. That's what it is. She's talking about how there's a little bit of an underlying frustration here because it's like you expect yourself to be able to do it all, even though, you know, you're just starting to understand how this energy thing works. She's telling you to just be gentle with yourself, take baby steps, and you got this. And she's like, remember to always try to exude kindness. She's talking about how you're getting better at this. Hold on a second. I feel like you've been trying to be kinder. Does that make sense?
Try to be more patient, I guess.
There we go. Just validating. She's like showing me how much she loves you. I just feel all this love going from her to you. And she put the white blanket around the child's shoulder. I don't know if this is the child that I can hear in the background or if there's another child around you, but the white blanket is my symbol for health or stress issues. And I feel like this child's really anxious. Is there a child starting school this year?
A couple of my children have like really bad anxiety, and my son, I think he may be ADHD. He's very hyper. He doesn't listen.
There we go. That's why she's showing me the school, because she's like, don't worry, I'll go to school with him. We'll keep him calm, at least till the teacher gets to know him.
He's really good in school. He is, but it's maybe my little bit older daughter that she's referring to.
Could be, because she's absolutely showing me going into the school. And then I feel like this is going to be a better year. Is your older daughter in like high school this year?
No.
Is this junior high this year? Because she's showing me like definitely the older grades.
No, there's one going to university, or she's in university, and the other one's going to grade 5.
Okay, so this would be her referencing the university girl as well. It's a female in university?
Yes.
Okay, because she just said girl, so set this down. She's showing me my symbol for pride. She's so proud of her. I feel like she's a bit of a show off. Like it's easy for her almost. Does she make it look easy?
She's an artist, so she's doing artistic design.
Aww.
Or graphic design, sorry.
And it's her passion. That's why she makes it look easy.
Yeah.
She's passionate about it. Oh, Grandma's so excited for her. Something's coming up for her. Big opportunity. I feel like there's some, because I feel like she's showing me 2 or 3. Does she still have 2 or 3 more years of university?
Just 1.
Because something.
Then I think she's going to be doing child psychology.
Okay. There's some type of opportunity that's coming up even before she's done school. I don't know if this is a practica. Oh, maybe that's what it is, because she's showing me two or three, but I feel like she's working in school at the same time. So maybe that's like a practicum of some sort. But she says that it happens very fast.
Okay.
Just very proud of her. She's pulling her energy back. I hope that that was helpful, Amy.
It was great. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. You have an amazing rest of your weekend.
You too. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye. Okay, guys, my bladder's done. My mind can keep going, but my bladder's done. But anyway, thank you guys so much for being here today. And this was actually a very long video. We've been here for, I guess, an hour and a half. But that's the beauty of Member Saturdays, is that I can take my time. I don't have to go pick kids up from school or anything like that. So thank you to everybody who called in. I will absolutely be back again on Tuesday. Oh, this you're going to want to know. Cheryl, as some of you guys, my members, have seen, who's been on my show for members, is going to be on my show on Tuesday, pulling cards, giving tarot readings. I know some of you are going to get really excited about that one, because she will not be on my Tuesday show again I'm going to try to have her on the Tuesday show once every 6 months. So we won't see her there for another 6 months. So make sure you tune in on Tuesday. Thank you guys for joining me today, and have a great weekend. See you guys later. God bless.